Monster RX93.1 presents the Concert Series. Live musical performances at the Monster Studios by today's artists. The Concert Series. Your host, Rico Robles.
Oh, yes, of course. It's the premier live musical program on radio. This is the Concert Series here on the Monster. No, I'm not going to be making my R&B debut nor my comedy debut, but we got somebody that's coming back to give us, 6 songs this time around. Tonight's guest joining us is once more from Toronto and to the Monster booth. We got Russell. He's here with us live. He's the beloved Filipino-Canadian R&B sensation who has performed across Canada, U.S., and Australia. It's known for his hits like Two Up, Rita's Freestyle, and The Baddest with Ilis Morena. Let's talk about that collaboration in just a bit. And now with the goal to bridge cultures together, Russell will be releasing his 13-track album entitled Mother's Land, featuring acclaimed acts like R&B King J.R., MB Nell, Denny, and a whole lot more, of course, because Ilis Morena and Mid Nasty. Talk about a star-studded, let's just say, 2025 Mount Rushmore of R&B Pinoy hip-hop. That's the way we'll be having on this one. He's now found his momentum into the globally resonant statement with his music, ones that celebrates the past, the present, and the future of Filipino artistry. In just a bit, we're going to get to know him and what he's up to, why he's here again in the Philippines. We'll talk about that. But for now, here's Vixen, last week's act on Front Act here on the Concert Series.
Monster RX 93.1.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Russell, order your drinks, order your dessert. We got him live. How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man.
Welcome back. It's been a minute. I know, you're a busy guy.
Somewhat.
And when we last had you here, it was a visit, but what brought you back in the Philippines? And I know I did mention to you, I'm like, once you go here in the Philippines, it's like Bermuda Triangle. You're going to stay here. You're going to love it here. And you're going to buy a little resort house here. So how's it been, man?
Well, this is my 3rd visit here now. But yeah, I mean, I'm back because the album's coming out now, but also back because for me it's contribution. Like I put work into the LAs and the New Yorks of the world and in the music industry everywhere else, but over here it's like I'm a Filipino kid. Like I have to be back here contributing to the scene, empowering a lot of other artists and just being part of something great. And of course, reconnecting with culture. I'm 31 now, so
you look 31, man.
Hell
look at 25.
Good
Look at 25.
Good
you know what I
genes,
mean?
Man.
So when you went back here the first time, it was to somehow feel the scene. That's what it is. Now the second time back, how did it feel for you?
It was good. I mean, I had a lot more time to chill, which was good, and connect. And it was funny because the first trip I made probably half the album, the half of the Mother's Land album, basically the one that's coming out. And then the second trip, I was like, I thought it was done. I thought it was just gonna be 6 or 7 songs, and then I came back and everybody featured on the album, like the rest of the artists, they were like, "Oh, dude, you're back! Like, let's get in." And I was like, all right, maybe we'll make this 13 songs. So I came back out here. We did a great camp, met up with more artists, and yeah, now we have a full album, which is great.
It's insane that your album that's about to drop, if it hasn't dropped yet, that your guess itself is a dream catalog of everybody.
Yep.
Like, well, I wish you could guess 1 or 2, but you just guessed probably the hottest names of 2024, 25 on that, man.
Yeah, I'm blessed. Everybody on there, it was just all the collabs are genuine, which was sick. I mean, everybody on there was a fan of my music, and I'm a fan of theirs. So it's cool, especially guys like Because had heard of my music. I was a fan of his before. We just needed to hang out. And we ended up hanging out like 1 to 4 times, drinking and, being dudes together, you know what I mean? Guys being dudes. And we just met up, and it was just, we made Two Up in my friend's living room.
And what's that about? What's the song
about? Two Up is just about, your day one, and your, I'm a one-woman man. So, when it comes to having my girl, I'm very romantic to my girl. But I feel like that's just like Filipino men in general. We're lovers. So it's just a tribute to the lovers. But yeah, I'm just happy that every collab on there, I had fun with everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and we're about to have more fun performing these songs live and just linking up.
I can just imagine when it's live. I was talking to him actually. Like, how does it go when you're live? You got a DJ, got a guitar player. It's insane. Now, for the shows that you've been doing, has it always been in Manila, or have you gone through the different provinces? Because I see you like playing basketball, and I see you like doing some stuff in the provinces. Where have you gone so far?
Well, we did Dumageddon, which was
Uh-huh.
great. That's how I got the Mid Nasty collab. They had heard of me before I had heard of them, and I just really wanted to be there with them making that song. So I definitely got the island vibe from them, and they were completely hospitable, which was really cool. They showed me around. We were only there for like 2 days, but they showed me around, which was cool. Got like the island vibe there. But honestly, like, I mean, it's my third visit. I have a whole lifetime now, so and I'm here much more frequently. So I would definitely want to get to see more places, and of course, on top of that, just like discover more of the province areas.
So what's the process when you do collab with somebody? When you do the writing process with somebody, how does it go? You hang out with them, you party, sip a little bit, you eat a little bit, and you be like, all right, time to work. How does it go?
I mean,
how does
that's basically it.
Or you wait for them to go, okay, time to record, and then you be like, all right, cool.
A little bit of both. I mean, like, you gotta. For me, I just like working with people I could potentially be friends with. So everybody, even people like Zay, who I met for the first time in the studio, like, we were all like, our personalities all vibe together.
Yeah.
Even people like Ilis Morena, she's, in some ways, I feel like she's a girl parallel to me. Like, she's super, like, when it comes to me being me, down to the activities of just partying and hanging out, it's like people like Ilis Morena, people like even Because, like, it's just a mirrored personality.
Yeah.
So we definitely, when it comes to the creative process, it's just having to hang out, for one, having to just talk. Like, sometimes, like, 2 hours of the session, like the first 2 hours is just talking back and forth and hanging out. So I need to do that, especially just in general with anybody I work with, even in the video space or the creative space. Got to hang out. You got to be chill. You got to pass the chill test.
Somebody ever took you to karaoke? We'll talk about that.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
I thought
Not
somebody
like
was
an official. Like,
yeah.
I've like peeked into a couple places
Yeah.
and did like a 1-2 thing, but never like a dedicated karaoke
JR,
night.
you got to bring him back, all right? Bring all your homies, JR, you know what I mean? So the songs you're going to perform tonight, what are these songs? These are the new ones?
These are all new. They're all off the album.
Okay.
Yeah, the next 3 I'm gonna do are like it's a medley. I mean, one is with Ilis Morena, which is the first single that we put out, and then the other 2 ones with Denise Laurel, and the other ones with Gat Puch. So just like you said, it's a star-studded cast, which is great.
Dude, it's like this is a dream of somebody who came in the Philippines and have it all on catalog, and it all manifested for you, man.
Yeah, and I think too, it's like it kind of just explains my personality. I can hang out with everybody. And like we got people like Denise Laurel on there, who's legendary, like to say the least. A great artista and a great pop artist, which is great. But then we have people like Gat Puch in the rap world, who's an OG out here. But also, we have people like Because, who's on his vibey R&B sound, and Zay, who's taking over in the new school with just her and the wave of women in rap here is cool. So I mean, it just describes who I am. I hang out with everybody. I like to vibe with everybody. And to get all these collabs lined up, I feel like when it comes down to everybody here, everybody could vibe with it, whether you're like, a little older or you're like a young kid, like the youth, you know what I mean? Like it just spreads, throughout so many demographics. And
so we're going to get to know his music. Just for those that are tuning out, Russell joining us, in the Philippines. Once you step into music, you'll have to perform in noontime variety shows. You're going to step into show business. We'll talk about that in a bit. So we're going to hear some songs from you.
Yep.
So what are the next 3? Once again, this is a medley?
Yeah, we got The Baddest, of course, and then we got Crazy For You and You Miss Me.
All right, here we go. We got him live. This is a concert series. We got Russell here on
Let's
The
go.
Monster.
Hey Monsters! It's Kayla Rivera. To catch exclusive versions of songs played on this episode, visit the Monster YouTube channel at RX931. That's youtube.com/RX931 and listen live on air on FM radio Mondays 7 p.m. on Monster RX93.1. Now back to the concert series interviews from the Monster.
So that was his first set. You guys could catch us next. That was good stuff, man.
Thank you,
Dang,
man.
dude. You know, you're working hard. You're working hard.
Very.
So what's next? Are you going to be staying here some more? Is there a series of shows? Where can they catch you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're working on a live show right now. Just, making sure everything is cemented and good plans-wise. Like, you got to make sure the venue is okay with it first. But yeah, I mean, the album comes out very soon. We're announcing the date on Wednesday. Actually.
Bobby Brass, send it to me.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the album's going to come out, which is great. And that just opens me up to, coming back here more. Again, like I said before, I just want to make sure that I contribute to the music scene for one, and just like being out here is great for like, especially my fan base here. They need to see me here more often. I mean, there's so many people that look like me here, and representation to me is key. I'm so passionate about that, like especially in Western media. And what Western media needs to see and what North America needs to see is like a guy from there frequently coming here. And
it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's a super beautiful place, and I feel like more artists need to come here and embrace the artists here.
Have you gotten tattoos here?
So I actually have
What'd you get?
album name tatted on my chest.
Oh, right here.
Yep.
All right.
Shout out
Look at
Skin
that.
Bling Tattoo. Shout out Skin
right.
Bling. He killed it. I'm getting a hand poke tattoo soon.
What's
actually,
a hand poke tattoo?
Like the stick and poke
yeah.
joint. So I'm about to get one soon.
Are you gonna get
this week
from the OG in the mountain?
I want to. I'm gonna
Yeah.
see if I have some time to do that. But
Yeah.
if I don't, I'm just gonna make sure I get one this week so I can experience it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna get more tattoos out here. I'm just happy I got this one.
Yeah.
Like especially getting it here. It was special to get it here.
To get it on the motherland. That's
Yeah,
it.
for
Have you
sure.
reconnected with relatives here?
I actually don't know too much of my family out here. I've been trying to find them, but it's hard, especially with like Facebook and stuff. And
You'd be like, "Hello, family, I'm here."
Yeah,
I'll tell
yeah.
you so fast. It'd be
I'm
like,
sure they'll catch something on here and we'll be
Yeah.
able to reconnect. But I mean, my mom always wanted me to come here
Where's
in general.
Where's your mom from?
Well, she always told me Rizal.
Rizal.
Yeah.
Okay, so yung mga taga Rizal dyan. Hello, shout out to people from
Shout
Rizal.
out.
Rizal.
Yeah,
It's
shout
not so
out.
far. It's just Binangonan, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So you've been here for quite some time. Have anybody taught you some Filipino songs?
Here and there. I mean, I know what I grew up with. But I've actually, I've been discovering. To be honest with you, I'm more into like the new school hip hop side
Yeah.
now. So listening to Oside Mafia,
Yeah,
listening
yeah.
to people like, of course, Gap Puch, who's on the album, but then like his crew, Superfly, Sika, all of them. And then when it comes to like OPM, I mean, like my mom put me on the Bakit Pa back in the day. So shout out to Jessie. I want to meet you, and I hope you could clear that song so I can one day cover it, because that's one song I would
Is
cover.
this Jessa Zaragoza?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if
Is
anybody
it?
knows her,
Yes.
or I know that her daughter is like around my age. So if you're watching this, or if you could watch this, get your mom to clear that song. And
I'm going
I'll
to take
cover
you
it.
to a salon to get your hair done where they're always at, and I'm going to link y'all together before you
Hell
leave.
yeah,
All
hell
right?
yeah.
All right.
No, that would be a dream come true.
All
And to
right.
meet her too would be a dream come true.
You should meet the
because-
dad and the mom. They're both amazing artists, Ding Dong and Jessa Zaragoza. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
shout
so you
out.
want that song, huh? Okay.
Yeah, that's actually like a big goal of mine. I'm
Yeah.
manifesting it. I really want to cover that song one day, just for my mom's honor. I mean, this album is about my mom too, you know, like dedicated to my mom. And that song, like, I mean, when I heard what the lyric, like, it was funny. I was in Boracay with Denny, and I told her about that song. I was like, yeah, my mom's favorite song was Bakit Pa. And she was like, do you even know the lyrics of that song? I was like, I don't, like, not really. And then she translated them for me, and I was like, wow, my mom was hurt. My mom was sad.
She was singing the blues.
Yeah, no, she definitely was. So that's why I figured that she liked it so much, because it's such an emotional song. So like, that's one thing I really want to do, live in concert one day here.
I will
just
link you
covering
guys
that song.
after this song. You know, the monster will make it happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna message you.
There's another song too called "You're Making Me Galig."
Who sang that one?
Oh man, it's on my phone somewhere, but I heard
who
it the
sang
other
that?
day.
Hey, our team here.
Yeah, we gotta.
It's not
Google
Bayani
that.
Agbayani, huh? You're making me.
It's like it's like a theme song to a show though.
Really? Chantel.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check that out.
But yeah, that's a good song too. I like that one. And then like more new school, of course, like just hearing like the bigger hits like Raining in Manila, things of that nature. So
I'll make the first one happen. The other two, I mean, I'll try.
That's totally fine. As long as I could cover Bakit Pa one day and actually do it for my mom's honor and be able to clear it too. I think that would be awesome.
You know what I mean? But Russell, thank you for joining us. I know you're gonna sing more songs, but where can they catch you live?
I mean, we're gonna be doing a bunch of shows again, like a show in QC. I know, in QC. I mean, that's like my biggest demographic here, and I have the most fans there. So I just want to make sure they pop out for this next show. But yeah, we're gonna be announcing that hopefully this week. And I hope people can come by because it's going to be a lot of special guests too.
And of course, for people out there listening, tuned in, we are heard globally. What can you tell about your experience in the Philippines the third time around? And the tips that you could give to songwriters, man.
Well, third time around, I'm here during rain season, so it's definitely raining.
Our typhoon is a super typhoon. Like the hurricanes back at where you're at. Yeah, that's
nothing
like
compared to this.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's raining, but still, I mean, like just being out here, I hate to speak so early like this, but it definitely feels like home already. I mean, I have a lot of homies out here who make it feel like home, which is really, really good. But
what have they fed you?
I mean, I went to a couple spots. I don't really read the names. I just kind of walk in with my friends, and I'm like, all right, well, this is where I am.
And then, what is the interesting one other than balot? Have you tried the sisig?
Yeah,
delicious,
of course,
right?
yeah,
good,
100%. And it's like, of course, being a Filipino kid growing up in Toronto, Toronto's very cultural, so
you got
definitely
all that.
get your taste of Filipino food, but having it out here is just so much better.
More legit,
it's
right?
way more legit. So, just having everything that I grew up on, but having it, cooked at a lot of mom and pop spots. I'm like a mom and pop spot guy. I like to go to a lot of like smaller places, a lot of family places, I mean, to add more to the experience, I think like this time around, I have more time to chill with the cats here. I'm a big cat guy. Like that's my favorite animal. So I just been chilling with a lot of the cats.
All the parks.
It's the best. Cause like,
Do you see that they're seeing the Ortigas cat, and then when you go to like Greenbelt, beside you see the Greenbelt cats.
Yeah, they all hang out like crews. It's so funny. Like I'll walk out of the mall and I'll just see them all posted on the block like they're humans.
Chilling,
so it's like super funny because I'll like even walk by and like dap them up and like say what's up. So yeah, that's another part. And just again like hanging out in the city. Like I've only really like I haven't fully seen Manila, but that's just been my
What's the
experience
most memorable experience so far? Whether good or bad, what's the most memorable one?
Good question. Honestly, like it's still. I think
when you go back home, you'll tell your friends like, "Yo, you want to know what happened in Manila?"
Oh man. I mean, I would say just in general, like with the Philippines, is like I remember just going to Boracay and being on one of the beaches there. We went island hopping, and I just had this moment where like it was a very emotional moment actually because like my mom she grew up here and her family didn't have a lot, and for her to grow up and, eventually immigrate to Canada, I feel like all her life was kind of spent on was like working. Like she worked really hard.
To provide a better future.
Yeah. And like, I think my mom never really had a vacation. She never really, like she lived here all her life, but I don't think she got to see the beach. And like, I think when I was on the beach that day, just sitting there, I was like, wow, like my mom always made a strong point to me. She was always like, you're doing everything I wish I could do. And I think one thing that she wished she could do is like have a vacation, like away from work life. So I felt like when I was on the beach, I was kind of with my mom's spirit.
Yeah.
And it was something that like really like, I don't know, it tugged on a lot of heartstrings because like one, it's like one thing she told me was like, go back to the Philippines, please. And now I am, but I can't call her up. But even though like she wasn't physically there, I was just there and I had to shed the little thug tear on the beach and just kind of sit there and be like, wow, like one, my mom always wanted me to be here, but then two, like music took me here. You know what I mean? Like
that is your passion.
Yeah, like a lot of people that I was talking to in the past, they would come here on a family trip or something, but for my purpose being what I told my mom I would do, Mom, I'm gonna be a musician, I'm gonna be a big star. It's like, and now I'm here, doing what I love doing, and I get to have the vacation you never had. It was just something special to me. So that's definitely like a memorable experience I could think of from the top of my head. Other than like partying with the homies in Publishon and getting completely trashed.
Thank you for sharing. thank you for sharing that moment.
Yeah, I be getting vulnerable, you know.
You know.
And from what you asked before, like tips for songwriters, I mean,
how do you translate that emotion that you had in that island thinking about your mama to put that in the writing in Mother's Land?
I mean, it's all, you know, regardless of the subject matter I put in my songs, I think I just have the motivation to get up and work every single day because that's what she instilled in me. And, you know, she's not here. So, you know, my famous last words to my mom, like I remember it like it was yesterday, but I told my mom before she took her last breath, like everything is for you. So every time I like, you know, I got to hop on, you know, even doing interviews like this or, you know, running off no sleep and having to do, you know, press thing after press thing or being in the studio for 10 hours. It's like, I never complain about it because it's for my mom. Like
she never complained the whole time.
Exactly. That's like literally my mom is a hustler. So, you know, and that to me is like, you know, that's part of like the culture here. I feel like everybody's working hard with a smile on their face too.
Yeah.
So that's like the epitome of my mom. Like she worked hard, but she also kept a smile on her face and made sure she was accommodating and cool to everybody. So I just kind of want to go hand in hand with that, especially within my creative process. Like show people that, yeah, I'm working hard, but I'm having fun doing it. And it's all attributing to my mom at the end of the day. So, yeah, that's why I write so many songs. And that's why I'm like,
how many songs you've written so far?
Has to be in the hundreds.
Yeah.
For sure. Probably in the thousands at this point.
What's the most memorable line and what's the line you wish you never wrote?
Oh, man, what a good question. Oh, no.
I'm sure you got that goal like, yeah, and there's like, damn, I can't believe I wrote that.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say the one I never wrote because it's very explicit. But, you know, one of my favorite lines I think I ever wrote, off the top of my head, I could definitely say, wow. That's such a good question. Off the top of my head, I mean, there's a song I have called Scarlet's Weekend, and there's a lot of lines on there.
That was the first one you performed.
Yeah.
Or we played when I was interviewing you.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, I think there's a line in there where, you know, it's so like it's very romantic and corny, but I say like drink your glass, make this thing last, and set you free. And I just love it because, you know, it's kind of like the encapsulation of every date I have with somebody where I feel like women feel very safe around me, especially when they're in a vulnerable, you know, I guess tipsy state. You know, I'm just somebody that you could have a great, you know, drunk conversation with.
Get
so
you
I
home
think
safely.
Definitely. Yeah. And then I would also say, you know, there's also a song called "Are You Up?" Or sorry, not "Are You Up?" "Am I Enough?" And if there's anybody tuning in, I can't even say one specific line off that song, but there's a song called "Am I Enough?" and on the second verse, I tell everybody it's kind of the realest song I ever wrote. So I'd be like underselling the song if I were to like, you know, just say one line from it. But "Am I Enough?" second verse, I just talk about like the music industry and things of that nature. And yeah, it's a very vulnerable song. So
you know, for those who don't know, Russell's here. He's joining us. He started out as a rapper first. Am I right? Rapper, then turned R&B. What was the shift? When you were rapping, how was the sound that you were doing?
I was definitely trying to be Eminem in a lot of ways. You know,
can you remember the songs without, you know, being explicit?
I would be very explicit right now.
Like
if
some
I did,
battle
you know.
bars or something?
Yeah, I was definitely like a mix of like battle rap and just kind of, you know, I love hip hop. I'll always be hip hop at the end of the day. But like, I feel like, when it comes to my place in music, it wasn't really my main place in music. I still incorporate themes of hip hop, especially on the album. Like on Mother's Land, I incorporated hip hop in a lot of the songs. But I just think, you know, and when it comes to the shift of things, I think it was just growing up, seeing what I'm good at and really understanding myself and being like, okay, well, like, yeah, you're like the best rapper and all that, but at the end of the day, you really like writing songs. And when it comes to writing songs, I feel like melody is like such a big thing, especially in Filipino culture. Like we love melody. And melody kind of just took over my brain when it came to my creative process. And growing up Filipino was like I was always singing karaoke. I could hold a note really well. So I put my 10,000 hours into singing, and I was like, why would I not utilize this and be way more worldwide? Because when I was a rapper, I was just kind of doing the hippity hoppity like the multi-syllable complicated raps. But I felt like that didn't really speak to the rest of the world as much as my singing
you couldn't
did.
say whatever it is that you wanted to come across 100%.
Yeah, it was always
a specific audience. But how do I hit it globally?
Exactly.
Worldly, as they say.
Yeah, and just like I told you before, right? Like I hang out with everybody. I'm like such a versatile human being, so I felt like it was just kind of boxing me in. But again, I'm always a fan of hip hop. All my idols are rappers. So it'll always be in my life. But yeah, when it comes to what I'm good at, melody is what I'm good at. I'm good at vocals, and I'm good at singing, and I'm still what I love about it too is I could say, like, I'm a really good rapper, and I put my 30,000 hours into that, but I still got to put my 10,000 hours into being a singer.
You're going to trip out a lot of people. You're going to be, like, singing, then all of a sudden you'll be in L.A. Lakers freestyling, you know?
That's the goal,
That'll be
actually.
insane.
You know, that's actually the goal.
The people up,
and the thing is I can do that. You know, I can sing like an angel here. But if they ever call me for LA Leakers, or they call me for On the Radar, or they call me for any of the Hot 97 things, like I'm gonna pop out and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it really well, probably better than a lot of the current rappers out now. But it's like at the end of the day, what I really want to focus on is just writing good songs for the world. And, when that time comes, it'll come. But,
what's
they're
your
going
ultimate
to
goal?
really see.
Everybody say when you do start something, you got to acknowledge that there's an end to everything. You got to have that ultimate goal so you make the most of every moment. So for you, what's the ultimate goal? Grammy? What? Write a song for somebody? What is it?
Oh, I mean, I'll give you two things. I mean, one is I want to be one of the biggest artists that ever lived, and I think I'm well on the way to do that. I'm delusional enough to think that I will be, so that's what I'm. Everything that I do, it's set to that standard to be a superstar. I told my mom I would do that. And that was the key word in my life. Like, I'm going to be a superstar. So that's one, and then two, like, honestly, I just want to make the world happy with what I make. Whether it's music or any of the things that I direct visually. Anything. Like, I think being 31 now and getting older, I just want to live a happy life. And if I could spend that just doing this, like, I think I already made it. I think this is the finished product too. So it's a little bit of both, being satisfied and grateful with the fact that I do this for a job. And then the other side, like, of course I want to be Justin Bieber. Like, you know what I mean? I want to be Drake. I want to be Jay-Z.
On the global
exactly
platform. Now, of course, 10 years from now, Russell's joining us. 10 years from now, he'll be 41. Where you going to be, you think?
Hopefully living, hopefully looking as young as I do now. But I think with the Filipino genes, I'll be completely fine with that. And honestly, I just...
Got a Grammy in your hand?
Yeah, hopefully.
5,
and
6?
even if I don't, at the end of the day, I just want to be happy. I think, again, being older and having to grow up, that's one thing I realized. Like, no matter where you are in life, like, I just want to be happy. I just want to be chilling. Like, as long as I'm chilling, I think I'll be good. But hopefully I got that Grammy in my hand, for something. And that's what we're working towards. So, of course, by 41, like, if I got that Grammy, yeah, hell yeah. And especially with the baby face.
Hey, that's about it, man. Thank you very much for taking time.
Thank you, man.
To join us.
I appreciate you.
Okay, your last song for now, Mother's Land. What's this about?
So, regardless of, like, a lot of the subjective things on my album, like, this album's dedicated to my mom, really. And again, like I told you before, my mom always wanted me to be here. And when I got here, I think I said this in one of my other interviews, but, like, when I got here, it was, like, certain places I went to, and I felt like she was here with me. And I was trying to find a name for the album, and that, like, when I heard about that, like, when I just said Motherland, I was like, oh, I feel like a lot of other kids here could relate to that. And especially kids back where I live, like, I feel like they can relate to that, where it's like they would want to reconnect where their mother, you know what I mean, like, originated from. And that's what it is when it comes to Mother's Land. It's like reconnecting with my culture the best way I can, and doing that through music is kind of like the coolest way I can do it. So, connecting with these artists is like, I can't speak Tagalog, but they can. So, like,
you speak through that.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking through what they do. So, yeah, it's just a dedication to here, of course. And, like, especially with this song, I talk about, like, my real life here, like hanging out, being spotted in QC, being in Publish On, partying, having times on the beach where I'm thinking about my mom and things of that nature. And especially the last line of the song saying, Mom, I'm coming home to you. Like, the first words I said when I got off the plane here
Yeah.
were, "Mom, I'm home."
Yeah.
You know, and that's really what it is, just the coming home, you know, the coming of age thing,
Yeah.
you know, by coming back to the motherland and, you know, dedicating it to my mom. I love you, Mom.
What's your message for your mom?
Love
You're here.
you.
You're here now in the Philippines, about to perform this song.
Yeah, mahal kita, inay.
Yeah. Thanks,
That's
man.
all. Love you, Mom.
Thank you. We're going to hear the song. We got him live, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up for Russell, the concert series.
The concert series. Live on the Monster.